we had such a good angle coming out of tonight's AEW show, going into Winter is Coming, which is this little TV special next week. We're going to get straight into it and talk about what is going to be a great match, Moxley and Omega. So stay tuned. This is your AEW review. What's up, Maniacs? My name is Mex. I'm a wrestling fan, a wrestling enthusiast, a WrestleManiac, if you will. And today we are talking about AEW Dynamite, a really, really good show, really interesting, great angles, great wrestling, just all around really, really good. And like I said in the intro, I am so looking forward to Winter is Coming, this little TV special they're giving us next week, Wednesday on Dynamite. Man, the AEW World Championship picture is so good. It is so good right now, and especially the segment we got today. So we're going to get all into that in a second. So make sure you stay tuned. And in case you didn't know, right here at WrestleManiac UK, I discuss everything that is WWE and AEW. So if this sounds like the place for you, make sure you click the subscribe button and make sure you click the notification bell so you get notified every time I drop a new video. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get into the review. So the show started with Hangman Page versus Jon Silver. Jon Silver is like the best thing going right now in AEW in terms of entertainment. He's the breakout star of being the elite on YouTube. He's the breakout star of the Dark Order. Like I said, by the time Brody Lee comes back, they're going to be in trouble with how they're going to have to position Jon Silver. Is he going to take a step back? You know, people are going to want to see him and Brody Lee clash and go kind of, at it for this kind of front man position of Dark Order. And it's only going to get worse as the fans come back and start voicing their opinions. They're going to want more Jon Silver. He's absolutely great. This is a match. This is the first time we've seen Hangman Page since he lost to Kenny Omega in that world title eliminator tournament, whatever it's called. But Jon Silver stole the spotlight. And when he gets going on a run during the match, the kind of moves, combinations he puts together, it's not just entertainment. Jon Silver can go. Yeah, man. Everyone wants to see more of Jon Silver. I'm in agreement. He is absolutely fantastic. But it was great to see the Hangman back. Hangman Page is still very much licking his wounds from everything that happened. We saw in the end a buckshot lariat which put away Jon Silver, and then Dark Order, the rest of them came out again and said, we're not here. Evil Uno said, we're not here to attack you. We've done it in the past. We're not here to do that again. We can see you're going through hard times. You've always got good people around you like ourselves that you could fall to if need be. So it was a low-key join the Dark Order. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Hangman Page entertains that offer. He's rejected it in the past, but given the new low he's at, it'll be pretty entertaining to see what happens with him. I guess we are trying to see what direction that is all still going in with him. But yeah, really good match to start the show. Next up, we have the newly redubbed Powerhouse Hobbs versus Lee Johnson. For me, this is another case of, if WWE did this, because, I'm a fan of both. So this isn't me slandering AEW, but why did we change his name to Powerhouse Hobbs? I don't mind Will Powerhouse Hobbs. He's already throwing Will Power into one of his slogans, or he could be Powerhouse Hobbs as one of his aliases, that he's called. But why is his name now Powerhouse Hobbs? And someone said to me, no, it's a nickname they're just adding to him. But throughout the match, he was called Powerhouse Hobbs. If not just Hobbs, it was Powerhouse Hobbs. Will is gone. I mean, you guys let me know how you feel about that down in the comments. But I just think, it's not even to say per se, do I like Powerhouse Hobbs? It makes sense. I don't hate it. I mean, nothing's worse than Slapjack. But, was there a need? He could just be the Powerhouse, Will Hobbs. You see what I mean? I'm just not really sure there was a need for the change. Anyway, he faced Lee Johnson, which unfortunately at this point is just a perennial loser on AEW, just used for enhancement matches, deserves way much more. Such a talent. You know, his record come up on the screen before he started his match, 16-0, and that's losses. This ain't no undefeated streak. This is a defeated streak, 16-0. And Will Hobbs, of course, this is his first match since joining Team Taz. He was never gonna lose. Looked brilliant, you know. New attire as well. He looked really good. Will Hobbs, I'll give him that. But yeah, completely just more or less squashed Lee Johnson and got the win here. What was very interesting is what followed. So Taz got into the ring and Taz had the FTW belt with him. Will Hobbs went backstage and Taz was like, you know, I'm taking the ring hostage basically. Nobody in AEW, these upper management and guys, they're not respecting this championship, the FTW championship, and he's not leaving until the FTW championship is now a recognized belt on AEW. They cut his mic several times in between this promo so that he couldn't get his point out, and then eventually Cody Rhodes came out. So Cody Rhodes came out and was basically saying, look, you've made your point, get out of the ring, and blah, blah, blah. You know, they went at it back and forth for a bit. And then Cody Rhodes hit a nerve saying that, look, if you're so good and such a legend and this championship means so much to you and your guys, why is your son Hook training to become a wrestler with me at the Nightmare Factory and not with you? And that hit a nerve. You could hear Taz off the mic say, you know, that was really disrespectful. You didn't need to do that. And I think even Cody Rhodes said, you know, yeah, I didn't need to do that. You know, it was a bit below the belt. Taz looked like he was leaving the ring. Cody kind of turned to the hard cam and was like, yeah, cut it. Let's go to another segment. That sort of thing. Taz attacked him from behind. We saw a Taz mission for the first time in like forever. So, yeah, we saw the Taz mission and I think QT Marshall, Dustin Rhodes, the Gun Club, they came to Cody's rescue. Taz kind of scurried away. I'm not here speculating we're going to get Taz back in the ring. But yeah, they're building towards Cody and Darby versus Will Hobbs and Ricky Starks, which is going to happen next week. So that's going to be good. But yeah, really decent segment here. And of course, now we've got this element of Hook, the young up and comer Taz's son, getting into the fray. And he was actually on at ringside. He picked up the belt when Taz got away. So yeah, interesting to see where that's gonna go. Next up, we had Top Flight versus TH2, the Hybrid 2, Jack Evans and Angelico. This match looked better on paper. Like, I did think this was going to be a really good, loads of fast action, super sick match. I don't know. It just didn't really come together for me. It was all right. Like, it was nothing terrible, but it just didn't really come together for me. There's not much more I can say, if I'm completely honest. I loved the finisher that Angelico won with. Something I don't think we see often. Super good finisher, and I think it was, I always get these two mixed up, the two brothers. I think his name is Darius, the younger one. He's the one that tapped out. Then afterwards, Jack Evans came out while he was still in the holds, came and started stomping on his back. TH2 continued to beat up the brothers, and Young Bucks made the save. So it looks like somewhat Young Bucks are kind of putting what are they called? Top Flight under their arm, maybe mentoring them a bit. They see a bit of themselves in these brothers, so that should be interesting. But this particular match, it looked like it was going to be better. You thought it would have been better than it probably was, to be fair. And yeah, I don't think, for me anyway, like I say, I don't think it really delivered. We're going to get onto the second part of the show in just a minute, but just before we do, guys, please smash the like button. Please smash the like button. Please smash the like button. I thoroughly appreciate it right here at WrestleManiac UK, and it does loads for the channel. It really propels the videos into the algorithm and all that kind of data, mathematical stuff. You know, to really spread the word of what we're doing here. So I really appreciate when you guys smash the like button. So if you haven't already, could you please do that for me? Moving on, we had SCU versus Chris Jericho and Jake Hager. I guess what was a really good kind of standout of this was seeing the whole inner circle. Obviously the new members, MJF and Wardlow, were there, not dressed up like the rest. The rest were in like new hoodies or new merch, new t-shirts that they were kind of displaying, but those guys are still in their suits and stuff. For me, the star of this match was Kazarian. He was very entertaining, and obviously currently on BTE, he's got his whole anger management thing going on. I think he was the star of this match, really. Inner Circle continuously trying to interfere and cause a problem. I mean, in the end, it worked. We had MJF hit Christopher Daniels with the diamond ring, the Dynamite diamond ring, hit him over the face. Chris Jericho gave him a Judas effect, and then Jake Hager pinned him. For me personally, yeah, this might be an unpopular opinion. The Inner Circle have got a bit cold. I just don't kind of rate them as highly as a collective as I did before. They're still up there. But they've just kind of maybe dropped down a couple notches. Maybe we're yet to see, or maybe we'll pick right up again once we know this direction what we're going with MJF joining and stuff like that. But yeah, it was very interesting to see them all in tandem, and there was no kind of, we've seen Sammy Guevara and Ortiz not getting along with MJF, but there was none of that on the show today. They all just came out to support Chris Jericho and Jake Hager in their match, done what they needed to do, and got the win. Next week we're getting Chris Jericho versus Kazarian. And yeah, that should be a really decent match. Like I said, Kazarian was definitely, for me, the MVP of this match. After the match, we saw Inner Circle try to really lay it in on those guys from SCU. We saw Scorpio Sky come out, make the save with a chair in hand. Everyone kind of skedaddled from the ring. I think there's also going to be next week the Dynamite Diamond Ring Battle Royale, the same match that MJF won the ring in last year. They're going to have it at this Winter is Coming TV special next Wednesday. So that should be very interesting. Who's going to pick it up, or is MJF going to retain the ring? Cool. So yeah, that was a decent match. Maybe I didn't say it because I was going in on Inner Circle. That was a decent match. So yeah, you can check that out if you haven't already. Next up, we had the AEW World Championship match contract signing. Before I get into this, earlier on in the show, Kenny Omega delivered a hell of a promo, which was punctuated with the fact that, Jon Moxley last week, he talked about his father raising him, this, that, and the other. And Kenny Omega said, look, I bet my father would beat the shit out of your father, which literally killed me. Like, Kenny Omega, man. This is the guy. This is the guy. We're getting towards the cleaner character more and more each week. This is the guy that we all came here to watch at AEW. We're getting him now, all the games, the fun in the games and the stuff is all being cut out, and we're getting it, and I'm really enjoying it. So at the beginning of this segment, obviously Kenny Omega was coming out he signed the contract last week. He's going to see Jon Moxley sign his half of the contract this week. And we saw Kenny Omega when he was making his entrance, the cleaner girls coming out, all the long spiel about his accolades before. And he's in that little shadowed bit, in the tunnel. All of a sudden, we see another shadow appear behind Kenny Omega. And it was Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley just came out and attacked him while they were still behind that white sheet, pushed him through that white sheet, through the shadows sort of thing, beat him into the ring. Kenny Omega tried to grab the AEW championship. Moxley stood on his hand, picked him up, paradigm shift onto the championship, took the mic from Tony Schiavone, and he basically said, whoever you sent to beat me up, because remember, Jon Moxley was laid out last week, that's why he didn't attend the contract signing. He said, whoever you sent to beat me up didn't do a good job. Listen, if you need someone to ever do a hit me up. I know some guys in Philadelphia that would do a brilliant job, which was really amusing. But yeah, he basically said, look, you're going to have to wake up way earlier in the morning to get one over me, Kenny. And you're going to have to reach into like a dark place to beat me for this championship. And you're going to get one shot and that is it. Like, we'll see. You know, he was on the premonition that, you know, they had their match last year. Moxley won. Their beef as such was done. But now Kenny Omega's taking this a bit deeper with, I guess, with his change of character as well. For me, this is only going to intensify the cleaner character that he makes his full-on debut next week. Obviously, we are thinking that, you know, generally the thought is that Moxley is going to drop his title here. Like, if this is the way he drops his title after that promo this week and a brilliant match next week, like Moxley said, Omega's basically going to have to kill him next week. Omega's gonna have to kill him. Like, that is the only way you're gonna pry the title from my hands. You're gonna have to kill me. So he's really influencing Omega to go into that deep, dark place and do what he needs to do if you're gonna beat me for this championship. Amazing stuff. Absolutely amazing stuff. I cannot wait for this match. You know, some are dubbing this right now as the biggest match in pro wrestling in recent memory. Probably in terms of statistics, you know, Moxley is unbeaten. Moxley is PWI's #1 male in the world. You know, this Kenny Omega is Kenny Omega, the best bout machine, the cleaner, the guy that gave us 6, 7-star matches, all of that. You know, just been inducted into the Hall of Fame, the Wrestling Observer Hall of Fame. You love to see it. You love to see big spectacle matches like this. So yeah, I can't wait for it. And if this is the way Moxley goes out, then I'm more than happy with it. He has been a really good champion in AEW. And yeah, I think it is time for a change. He can't kill the whole roster. So the change has to come. And, you know, he's got to move on to possibly getting ready for a US championship match in New Japan against Kenta. I still hope it's Kenta that took him out backstage. You know, if they're getting that AEW New Japan crossover, that would be brilliant. That's who I'm hoping it was. A lot of people are speculating it was Hangman Page, especially because of the way that Jon Moxley's legs are all tied up when he got taken out. But yeah, this AEW World Championship match is gonna be big. Don't miss it next week, guys. Don't miss it. We're gonna be right here on the channel talking about it again. So yeah, I can't wait for that. Oh, right. We're nearly at the end now. So we had the AEW Women's Championship match. We had Shida versus Anna Jay. Again, they've plonked an advert right in the middle of this match. So most of the match you're watching is in picture. But it was good to see Anna Jay have this opportunity. She came out with her friend Tay Conti, and Tay Conti was there was a part in the match where Anna Jay called for a steel chair. Tay Conti was still like, no, you don't need it, blah, blah, blah. Kind of hesitated with giving it to Anna Jay. Referee got involved and saw what was trying to go on there. While the referee was trying to sort that melee out, John Silver passed Anna Jay Shida's kendo stick. So she used that on Shida. He didn't get a 3 count though. Unfortunately, Anna Jay went on to lose the match to Shida. So Shida retains here. It was an okay match, but you know, they need to give these matches time, man, and put them front and center. Stop putting adverts in the middle of it, man. They're like, especially the women's matches where you only really give us one every show. Don't go put an advert in the middle of it. Let them do their thing and let the match flow for the viewers. I think that's the thing that's really hurting them. But we'll see how they kind of progress and who Shida's next opponents could possibly be. She's beaten 1 to 5 now in the rankings, so we'll see what's next for her. Last but not least, we had Pac and Ray Phoenix versus the Butcher and the Blade, and this was a pretty decent match. You know, this was Phoenix. Now they've reformed Death Triangle. Penta came out with them as well, and obviously Bunny came out with Butcher and Blade, and she had a part to play in this match as well. I think the biggest part that was played was by Eddie Kingston, who initially was on commentary, came down to the ring. He got in on the act, kind of interfered when the referee wasn't looking, pushing. I think he pushed Phoenix off the top rope when he was going for a high flying move. It was good to see Butcher and Blade put these guys away and get a win. They deserve a high profile win. They've been very, very good, especially in recent weeks. You guys know I really enjoyed the bunkhouse match. I think we all did. So it was good to see Butcher and Blade get a win here. Pac was a bit too happy for me when they all started, when Death Triangle came out. I want him to still be the bastard. I don't want him to start being, he wasn't like a happy-go-lucky guy or anything like that, but he was just a bit too, like he was loving it a bit too much. Like when he's more miserable. I like him when he's more miserable. So the family, Butcher, Blade, Bunny, I don't think Bunny actually, but Eddie Kingston, they were in the ring beating up Death Triangle and all sorts after the match. And then we saw Lance Archer come out, and Lance Archer basically came out. He's been having a little back and forth with Eddie Kingston, so he came to sort that out, and that all kind of escalated into a melee, and we were left with that as kind of the finishing sequence of AEW. So that is the AEW Dynamite show. That was my review. I hope you enjoyed it. Interesting to see maybe where we're going to get the direction we're going to go in for Lance Archer and Eddie Kingston. I think Lance Archer needs to be treated as a proper somebody on TV. We're not seeing enough of him, in my opinion, and he needs to be front and center more. The championship match next week, man, that is everything. That is going to be everything, and I hope they give it lots of time to breathe. And Kenny Omega, new AEW champion. Put your thoughts down below, guys. Let's speculate and let's see what's the actual outcome come next week. I hope everyone tunes into next week and really enjoys that week's show. We will be back next week with our review, so make sure you tune in for that. And I will probably do that live rather than a recorded and uploaded. So make sure you join me for that. Guys, hit the thumbs up button one more time if you are watching and enjoy today's review. I fully appreciate it. And if you're new here, welcome to the channel. Please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know every time I drop a new video or when I go live. So make sure you do that. WrestleManiac UK signing out, and I'll see you soon.